welcome to episode 5 of the Creative Pause. We have started this daily video series as a result of being in a time of solitude and fear. We are cultivating joy, love, and connection. My name is Susan Padron. I'm one of your co-hosts, and I'm here with my fellow co-host, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Stacey. It's good to be with you all today. And so really, when we do these calls with all of you, we want to be as real as possible. And part of that is asking how you're doing. So we always kick off these calls, after we say hello here, just to sort of check in, see how you're doing. We'll share a little bit of how we're doing also on our end before we then get into the juicy stuff with Heather here today, our makeup artist. So yeah, I just wanted to take a moment to do that, just to see how is your day going today. If you're here live, if you want to chat in how you're doing, even if it's just one word about how your day is going, or if you want to say anything further. If you don't want to chat, that's fine. You can just kind of think about it or say it aloud. If you're watching the recording, journal about it, scream it, whatever's going to be most therapeutic. So yeah, we're in kind of a crazy time. So we asked this question, and if I ask this of myself today, my day has been, both today and yesterday have been better than I would say earlier in the week. I think I've gotten a little bit of my groove, figured out, at least for this week or this day, and spent more time outside today, which has been really great to have the sun on me and feel that. And yeah, Susan, I've gotten a great response to this show, and that's been really rejuvenating each day to feel that love coming from a lot of you. And it's given me a good sense of purpose. So that's where I'm at today. How about you, Susan?
Yeah, I have to echo what you're saying and just thank everyone for the wonderful support and feedback that we've been getting about the show so far. It's like really just warmed my heart so much. So thank you. How am I doing? I feel pretty good today. I made a point to do a meditation, a guided meditation by a friend of mine, Jess Naeem, who will be on the show in the next few weeks. And so I feel much calmer, and like I've released any of that additional energy that has unintentionally attached to me, so that I can be fully present, in the rest of my day moving forward. And I really feel a nice positive release from that. I wasn't able to go outside today, but we had all of our windows open, and just like hearing the sound of like the wind chimes and the birds and the wind and feeling the sunshine through the windows just has really helped boost my mood as well. And I'm excited that Heather's on the show today, so I'm excited to see what she's gonna show us. And I always look forward to this, like 5 o'clock, or actually before 5, and doing the show. So having that as like a regular part of my day, I think has also been just boosting my mood a little bit, and hopefully it's having a similar effect to everybody that's participating and watching. So let's check in with Heather. So Heather, how are you doing today?
I'd say all of my days go between a fluctuating of like 2 and 8 on the emotion scale. I think daily, like today's obviously better because the sun's out and it feels happier, and like we're crawling towards spring, and there's a light at the end of the tunnel. But those rainy days, it can get kind of grueling, and I can feel kind of paralyzed. So yeah, I do fluctuate, and sometimes on an hourly basis. So, but I think I'm seeing that theme, and I think it's, only natural.
Yeah, we hear that. Hourly fluctuation is real.
Yeah.
Yes. Especially with kids at home, I feel like.
Yeah. Yeah.
For sure. And so let's jump into the part of our show where we get to share the quote that you shared with us. I'm gonna share my screen, get that all ready to go. Bear with me for a quick sec. Okay. So, oh, that's not you. I lied.
I love that one.
What were we saying earlier, Stacey, about that like authentic?
Yeah, we're so organized.
I was like in the zone. I like had to edit a different quote. And then I was like, I'm gonna get Heather's ready. It's gonna be like back to being ready because it was ready before. It'll be ready now. So yeah, let's just
It's fitting of my personality. It works.
Okay. Well, that's good. I'm glad. It's okay. It was bound to happen, right, Stacey? I'm kind of impressed that it waited until episode 5 before I pulled up the quote. There you are. There's Heather's quote.
Yay.
Yay. So the quote that Heather shared with us is, if no one else has ever told you this before, I will tell it to you one more time and hope you believe it and never forget it for the rest of your life. You deserve to be treated well. Andrew WK. Love that. I feel like it's so fitting for what you do for people and for how you work with them. I love this. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah, he is an awesome musician, which is kind of weird for me being in the beauty industry and being, all supposed to be girly girl and cutesy. He's actually like a crazy metal guitarist who turned inspirational speaker. And I love the like edge that he brings to inspiration. So I always have to have like a bit of weird edge to what I do.
Well, that's why we love you so much. You do such beautiful work and amazing work, and at the same time, yeah, you understand that there's sort of darker, interesting sides to things.
Yeah. Thank you.
So I'm really excited to introduce you, Heather. Heather Vellner is with us today she's a makeup artist, and she's with us to do a makeup demonstration, both the kind of everyday and the little bit glammed up. Heather's been doing this for over 15 years, and she's trained in Paris and New York, and she's done New York Fashion Week, and I saw the Democratic National Convention also, which is pretty awesome. And she's a bridal specialist, so she really knows brides well, and sort of that's her thing, as well as some events. And I've worked with Heather, and Susan's worked with Heather in various ways. In particular, the one that really stands out and I think always gets me remembering things most fondly is when we did a photo shoot around the show Peaky Blinders. And Heather really did like this beautiful antique inspired, I won't say antique inspired, I guess 1920s inspired makeup that was so soft and pretty and really just matched all the antique clothing we were using. And that's, I think, what Heather does so wonderfully, is she can just hear what you're trying to sort of get across, either as a bride or in your event or in your style shoot, and she makes it come to life through your makeup and makes you just feel wonderful. So I remember being very jealous in that photo shoot that I couldn't get my makeup done along with everybody else. So one day. But yeah, we're very happy to have you, Heather, and take it away.
Oh, thanks. Well, thank you for that lovely oh my gosh, I can't even say words because now Kylene just got me all flustered. Hi. Yeah, thank you for that introduction. I do love all kinds of artsy, crazy makeups and hairs and all the fun things. But today we're going to go with the easiest thing for people to do at home and quickly, and then how to also quickly amp that up. I know I'm seeing a theme on the internet of people saying things like, today I put on pants without stretch just because I needed to, or like, today I put on makeup and did my hair just for no reason, just because it made me feel better. And sometimes I even think, I think because makeup can sometimes, especially in the day of Instagram, can be a little superficial. I tend to forget that it's not. It really can truly change your outlook and make you feel better and like get yourself in the right state of mind, especially in these days. So with that being said, I'm not going to go too crazy on what products I use, because I want everyone to be able to take this as tools to put in their toolbox to learn and with what they have at home. So my skin is already cleaned and prepped. I am going to start with, and this might surprise everyone, but eyes. A lot of times we do this on our brides and our clients, because if you use this, especially helps with any darker shadows. If you use any darker shadows or any shadows that have glitter or anything, we call it fallout. It can get all under here. And then you'll see some people try to do this after they've done their whole face and they have like a raccoony thing going on. So we're actually going to do eyes first. So that way, if we have any fallout, we just wipe it away. Okay, so let me start with brows. And if I'm going too fast, or I know there's a little bit of a glare because I shine myself up like a glazed donut with my moisturizer. If you can't see anything, just like, please let me know. I'll slow down. I'll change things up. And apologize also for me looking off camera, but I'm trying to find all my stuff. So what I like to do for brows is I will take a little angled brush. Again, I'm also not a brush snob. The tools to do things properly help, but you can find some really nice tools pretty affordably. Even just the brand Elf in Target is fine. Like I'm really not a brush snob. Some of my favorite brushes are actually just from the art supply store and are literally paint brushes. That's my favorite for eyeliner. I'm not going to do a winged liner, but typically I myself wear a winged liner every day, and I will use like a really big version of this guy for eyeliner, and it's from AC Moore, which RIP, but you'll still be able to find that. So okay, so I'm going in with a powder, and I'm going to do a lighter color than what my brows actually are. My brows are probably like a dark brown, so I'm actually going to use kind of a lighter brown. If I matched my actual color, I would have Sharpie looking eyebrows. So I like to start a little bit behind here. So that way it's not too dark. Where you first place it, it's going to be probably the darkest. So I'm just going to quickly fill that in, following the shape of my brow with powder, and see like those like 2 strokes filled it all in. And I like to kind of brush it in all different directions just so you don't miss a spot. And there you go. That's like the fastest eyebrow in the world. So let me do the other one. And again, I'm starting back and letting it kind of fade out. They call it an ombre brow when you kind of let this be a little lighter, and then that's a little darker back there.
And are you just using eyeshadow, or is that like a special eyebrow?
I'm just using eyeshadow. They make special eyebrow powders. They make all kinds of things for eyebrows. I think the fastest and the easiest and the most user-friendly is just an eyeshadow light brown, or whatever color matches you. Yeah, I think that's the easiest. I don't need to have some sort of marketing special thing. Some of them are great, but some of them you can just use what you have. All right, so there's that. That was easy. Now, like I was saying, a lot of my products aren't really special to me. I try to use things as clean as possible. I try to use things that are vegan if I can. Almost everything I have is cruelty free, or it should be. But one of the things that I do have that is special to me is by Queen Bee Botanicals. Some of you might know her. She's local to the Philadelphia area, and it's Rachel. She is a friend of mine, and I'm happy to use her brow balm. You can use this before you do makeup. You can use it after. I put it on after to kind of spike out my brows a little bit, or you can use it without makeup at all, and it kind of gives you that soap brow look. So I just put it on a little bit afterwards just to like keep those bad boys in place and keep them nourished. And I'm just kind of like flicking, I don't know if you can see, just flicking my brows up.
Heather, can you explain soap brows a little bit? I'm
Oh,
so
yeah.
excited. I was like, yes, I know what that is, but
Yes.
Our viewers might not.
Yes. So sorry. So a soap brow look, you may have seen it. If not, it's kind of like it's actually a resurgence of like an 80s brow, where everything is, you actually use soap. There is a brand called Soap Brow, but we've kind of made that into a verb now in the makeup industry. And so now anything that has this certain look is either a boy brow or a soap brow, where you kind of just like push your brows up and you get kind of like that fun, sticky uppy, it's almost an 80s look kind of thing. I think that's the best way to explain it. Okay, so I did brows. You can use an eyeshadow primer if you have it. If not, I am a big one on just using concealer. Again, this is like the quick, easy, lazy mama's way to do makeup. So I'll just put a little concealer on my eyes, and that will be my base. Now, this is my own personal makeup. This is not from my makeup artist kit. So I am breaking a lot of sanitary rules because it's mine. If you are a makeup artist, and if I were doing this professionally on anyone else, I wouldn't put the applicator right on my face, but it's my own product, so I'm doing it. Just a disclaimer, so no one's like, what is she doing? Okay, so again, with the easy peasy, I am going to take a big fluffy brush now. And the big fluffy brush spreads things faster. It kind of makes the shadow more movable. You can blend it better with a big fluffy brush. A little kind of more knobby or precise brush like that, that's gonna put colors where you want them and kind of keep them there. It's gonna give like a more pigment in one spot. So when you're just trying to do this fast, easy, like just make myself look glowy, I like a big fluffy brush because you can't mess up. So I will take a lighter color with my big fluffy brush, and I will just put it kind of all over the top here, just to give a little highlight. It also kind of bases any other colors because it'll kind of spread over my whole lid. So if I put down a darker color on top of that, it won't stick to the primer or the concealer that you used. It will kind of give a more diffused look. Now, something I've been doing a lot is like a monotone face. Just because it's super fast and easy, I will actually take my bronzer and I will use that as an eyeshadow. It's a pretty color. And again, it's easy just to be like, bam, bam, bam. I used everything on everywhere. And then it looks intentional too. So I'm just like blending all over the whole lid. I'm not going to go crazy. Can we do like cut creases and can we do smoky? Sure. But I don't know. I'm not going to do that for a Zoom meeting. We're probably just going to, try to get it on, and you're going to meet with your boss or your friend or your whoever and look as normal as possible without looking all like, we're not doing Instagram makeup right now. So I used a lighter color so I don't have any fallout, but if you did, like I said, you could wipe that away with a makeup wipe. So next I will take my concealer, and again, warning, lazy, but we're just going to I will put it anywhere I see imperfections, which is a lot right now because I've been stress eating. So we're going to, cover up the kid bags, and we're going to cover up these pimple thingies and just kind of go crazy because I'm really just going to blend it all around my whole face. Here's my war paint. And then I'm going to actually leave that there before I go crazy blending it. And I kind of water it down a little bit with a BB cream, which there's no rhyme or reason to really where you put it. You just want to look like war paint. Because then I'm going to take just any sort of like roundy looking kind of close knit bristles will do the trick for foundation. So I'm just going to wipe it go all over my whole face now. Because again, we're going for fast and easy. We're not like being supermodels right now. We just want to look pretty and like ourselves and feel good.
Using like the same brush for your concealer and your BB cream just like blew my mind because
I
I
yeah.
usually just I'll like separate them, but I do them back to back and I'm like, oh my gosh, I can save myself a step. Like this is wonderful.
Yeah, for a night out when I really want to like contour and like do all the things, then I will break it up into different steps. But for like an everyday easy peasy, you can just blend it together, and it really all it does is it makes your coverage a little thicker with having the concealer in, which I need right now because, like I said, I'm pimply. um, and then if you're still pimply, like I can still see I have some like little darker hormony looking things here. You can go in and recover up with your, and then just tap, tap, tap with the cover up. So it just makes it fast and easy. You're just like, bam, bam, bam. Okay, so I am nice and oily and Italian, so I will use powder. And I kind of start, I do like to do, instead of just like blopping it right on my head, I do kind of do a lot of X patterns, I think, because then you can kind of spread it out wherever rather than, I don't know. I don't know if anyone really does blop it on their head, but if they do, an X pattern might help diffuse it. So that'll take down some of the shine. And then you guys will be able to see me a little bit better, hopefully, too, on this call, because I won't be gleaming like a glazed donut. Okay. There we go. So that took down some shine. It also kind of helped blend any lines that might happen under there, because that's happening now too. And then if you want to go in, now this is different for everyone. And all of the things I should have said too is different for everyone. This is nothing I'm doing are rules. You can change, you can do whatever you want. So some people are huge blush people, some people are not. I live in like the bronzy but also blushy world, so I like to mix them. So I will take just like a nice little angled blush brush and I will put my bronzer from ear to like almost apple, so like right under my apple, and then blend, 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 blend. And then I will take a blush. I have like a nice little pink here. And then I'll blend from apple into ear. So that way I get like a nice pinky bronzy. And I'll just blend, 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 blend. And same thing, other side. Blend, 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 blend. I also, as you can see, have a giant Christina Ricci forehead. So I will take my bronzer and I will also kind of like do like a fake little contour, because I don't like to go crazy with it, but I also don't like having a huge forehead. So I'll kind of just fake contour there a little bit. Sometimes I'll take a little highlighter, pop it on my nose, pop a little highlighter here and here. I like also putting highlighter, a lot of people do this, a lot of people don't, right on the Cupid's bow, because then when you go and put lipstick on later, it just gives you like a cute little gleam there. And the tip of your nose is also kind of cute and fun. Okay, so that's all pretty easy blendable stuff, right? So that's why I saved the liner for now, because then you need to focus more. And like I said earlier, I usually do a crazy cat eye. That's pretty intense, and that would take me like the whole 15 minutes just to teach that. So we're not going to go into that right now, but if anyone truly wants to learn, they can reach out, and I will gladly tell them my secrets. So I'm just going to go with a normal eyeliner. I like this big chubby pencil. It's kind of like an eggplant color, which you would think like you just did bronzer all over your whole face. Why would you pick eggplant? But it comes up pretty nice, and then it still is kind of in the same tone. And again, it's makeup, it's fun. It doesn't have to be perfect. It can be whatever you want. And I'm trying to figure out how to do this without you guys being up my nose right now. But so I will pull my eye, not too much because you don't want to cause wrinkles, but I'll pull my eye slightly and I will just kind of like rub it back and forth. If you really want to go bonkers, you can take the little angled brush that you use for your brows, clean it and have it kind of damp, and you can kind of flick some color on here. And if you want to create like a mini cat eye with regular eyeliner, you can do that. And again, we're going for like soft makeup. We're not doing anything crazy. So you can just do like there's like a nice cute little cat eye. And everything is personal preference, honestly. If there's anything that you feel like looks good and you know that it looks good, keep doing it. If there's things you want to try and play with, go for it. Makeup you can wash off. It's non-committal. And again, I'll do my little fake cat eye. As I've gotten older, I feel like I like softer things now. So even though this is not, like I keep saying, Instagram makeup, it's not like bam, 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 everything's so like cut and like perfect and whatever. I don't necessarily even love it when I do that on myself. Sometimes I'll think like, oh, I'm going to do that if I go to a wedding or whatever. And then I do it and I kind of don't like it anymore. I kind of like just the soft, like use the same thing all over and have it look a little bit more natural anymore. Another thing, speaking of that, is this is very user friendly. I really like Burt's Bees. This is the color Peony. They also have a really nice one, Caramel. But again, being user friendly, you just swipe it on. Like you can't mess it up. It is a chapstick. You still get that nice little tingly feeling that you get from a Burt's Bees chapstick, but it has color to it. So it's just, and they have some nice light colors. They have deep colors. There you go. And then I will finish with mascara. And now, as important as ever, you want to make sure that your makeup is not old. I know a lot of the places are still selling makeup. I know Target's still open. You can still get makeup there. You want to refresh all of your stuff. Mascara, you really should only have no more than 3 months. And especially now is a good time to get a restart on everything. And look, even I just messed up because I'm trying to like talk and do things at the same time. So don't be hard on yourself if makeup is not your thing and you're just trying this and playing around, because even the pros mess up on themselves. I just got my mascara on my eyeball. But so there we go. So now I look like fresh daytime. Great. And then the only things I'm going to do really to amp it up is just take my little Softy Soft brush, choose a darker brown for the eyes. And you can just go right back in and kind of go into the crease and just make it a little darker. I have a lot of lid here, so I can kind of go up as far as I want. And again, another 80s resurgence is kind of covering that whole top lid now with color, and people are doing it and I'm loving it. So you can do that too if you want. So there we go. Boom, all of a sudden smoky eyes. And again, if you have this nice little fluffy brush, you don't have to go crazy. It's really easy just to like amp it up. So there we go, amped up. And then to amp up lips, if you want to have like a super cut lip, again, you can do it. We're not doing that today. We're just gonna I like to take a darker color. I like to put it just on the insides and like tap it in. See here. And then I will use my finger just to kind of like tap it around and mush it around. And you get kind of a pinched look. You just clean that off. You get kind of like a pinched, like, I don't know, romantic look without having to worry about like getting your edges totally, because you already have that base color there. So I kind of like it's like a stained look. And I kind of like that. I think it's like pretty and like what Stacey was saying about our shoot, kind of soft and like aged, romantic, and kind of from that era. So I like those things. I tend to go towards that. So there we go. Are there any questions? That's my quick and very easy tutorial.
Oh my gosh, I love both looks that you did. And I am so into that like pinched lip look that you were talking about. I heard a friend of mine who's not a makeup artist just refers to it as like the French girl lip.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was like, I am so here for that. Like, cause
yes.
like what you were saying so much was resonating with me about being over that like very precise, like harsh line kind of look. And I think part of that reason why I'm connecting with it so much is because there's so little of that just happening right now, in terms of like, being restricted in so many other ways. Like I just want to be in soft things. I want my makeup to look soft. I want to just embrace all of that. And what you did is just gorgeous.
Yeah, thank you.
Everybody was loving it too, as you were doing, like Allison was saying, how, this is making me so happy right now, which, we're all completely connecting with too.
Yay.
And we got some other comments saying, girl, if I looked that good, I would go out on the town. Which, social distancing and all of those things in place, of course.
One day we will. I really relate with the cool. It's funny, I've been using that term a lot before this. I forgot to use it. It's like French girl cool.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like easy, like I don't care. And then it kind of comes out better when you're not like trying to sit there and be like, okay, I'm gonna do this right. It takes the pressure away when you're not like, all right, I have to get this perfect. If you're like, whatever, I'm gonna smush it all around and smush it all around more. Like it kind of comes out nice, especially for us actual vendors and the professionals doing it. We don't have time to put on like a full face of what we would do to our clients before we take clients or before a wedding or before a photo shoot. Like we just make sure our skincare is good and we do kind of the bare minimum, and that's fine. And I feel like a lot of other people put so much pressure on themselves to do like such intense makeup, and you don't have to. Just do what feels good.
Yeah, and I know Allison is commenting about loving the Burt's Bees base.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I mean I haven't tried their tinted.
So good.
Yeah, it looks awesome.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's so good. I love them.
Well, and it's nice to just be given sort of clearance, like what you were doing with the one brush to amp up your look with just the darker shadow. I would typically never do that because I'd be like, oh, I'm going to mess it up, or it's going to be too dark, and you're just kind of like putting it on there and blending it in. It looks beautiful.
Make it easy. That's what I'm all about, just making it easy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I guess a quick question I have, I know you have a bunch of different products from a bunch of different people, but are there any favorites? You mentioned Burt's Bees, you mentioned Queen Bee Botanicals, any others that come to mind?
I do, like I said, I try to keep everything as clean as I can and as natural as I can. Unfortunately, it's kind of hard because there's a lot of restrictions and everything on the beauty industry products, and a lot of, I don't know, wiggling going on there. Some of the things I used were from Beauty Counter, which I do like. They have a clean beauty mission. And some of the things I used were Urban Decay and Tarte, and they also are some of the better companies. I know Urban Decay is cruelty-free and vegan, so I like them. Skincare, I do like a lot of, there's a great company from Seattle, it's Herbivore Botanicals, and I did that, and that's what made me so shiny, but it also makes my skin really nice. So I love them. Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions from anyone out there? Okay, cool. Well, thank you so much, Heather. That was amazing. I would love for you to take a
Thank you for
picture of
having me.
your completed face. Because
Oh yeah,
put it out there to the world, be like, look, you can do this. Not that much
definitely.
time, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's simply beautiful anyway without any makeup, but
Oh, thank you.
it's awesome to see that. And everybody should know that Heather has like 2 tiny twin girls that she is, you know, they're a little over a year, right? So they're still
Yeah,
small.
and a crazy 7-year-old. So
Yeah, so I don't know how you
yeah.
look beautiful
We're busy.
with those 3, but you do.
Thank you.
So yeah, thank you so much. This is amazing to have you do this. I know it will be really helpful to a lot of people.
Good. Yeah, I hope so. And like I said, if anyone has any questions or needs anything, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to give away the secrets.
And we'll include your links and everything in the show description once it goes on to
Perfect.
YouTube. So everybody will be able to contact you that way. Is the best way to reach you through your website or through Instagram? Do you have preference?
Website, Instagram is fine. Either way. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Anything. Carrier pigeon, smoke signals.
Yeah, perfect. Well, yeah, thank you so much for being here. We really appreciate it. And thank you to our viewers that watch live. And of course, for those of you that are watching on the replay as well. And Stacey and I always like to conclude our episodes by sharing a Mary Oliver quote that is, "What will you do with your one wild and precious life?" So with that, enjoy the rest of your day. And everybody, if you want to check us out, we are here every weekday, 5 p.m. Eastern time, live through Zoom, or of course you can catch us on YouTube. And yeah, thank you all for being here.
Thank you so much, everybody. Have a
Thanks.
good day.
Bye.
Thanks for having me.
Of course.